All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to Caroline's Business Showcase. Thank you for taking the time out tonight to support, listen, and learn. My name's Mons, and I have the absolute pleasure of hosting tonight's event, which got told today. And as you can see, I'm sitting on my bed, and that is the beauty of this space, so that we can do it from wherever we'd like. So, just a little bit about myself. My name's Mons. I am a mama of two, a business owner of many. I wear many hats. And I've been in this space for about 3 years now. Yeah, coming up 3 years. And I got into this space when I was absolutely normalizing pain, thinking that having inflammation, sore knees, gut disorders, menstrual cycle issues was just going to be me for the rest of my life. And at the time, I had met the beautiful Tammy that you'll hear from tonight, and we were talking about, me jumping into the programs and the products and looking into this, and all of a sudden, I had a huge family emergency where my dad had ended up in ICU. So I had to effectively immediately take on his business, which was a business that ran 7 days a week. I was running my own residential business, finishing business study, and also doing healing work on the side. So yes, I took it on. I said, well, health's the priority, and I need something. So I grabbed a business, I grabbed the products, and I jumped on them. I had some significant health issues going on, such as gastritis. I had inflammation in my knees. I wasn't even able to sit down on the toilet properly without holding myself to sit down. I hadn't had a menstrual cycle in almost 8 months, thinking I was going into early menopause at 33 years old. And I just had to do all the things as well as be a mum. And the amazing part about the programs and the products is that I was able to support my family's health as well as support my own. So I said yes. And within a couple of weeks, I felt energetic. I was sleeping better. Within the month, I noticed that I hadn't had a gastritis flare up. And then within 6 weeks, I had carpal tunnel, and that had been released. Going on further down the track, started noticing that my knees were doing amazing, a lot better. And honestly, between doing the programs, the products, and all the other little things in between, I seem to be healing myself. So moving forward, the business model was absolutely amazing. It absolutely helped me explore so many different things. I was able to leave the country for the first time in 10 years twice. 6 months after I had started in the business, I think it was about 6 months. And then I was also able to support my children's education and move my children to a better school. There were so many things that this business has given me, but my health has been the hugest one. Then we brought in some new amazing programs last year called the Detox and Lifestyle Program, which helped me drop 20 kgs, 22 kgs, and I've maintained it ever since. But I feel absolutely amazing. And this year I ran my first 8K run. So 3 years ago, I'm not thinking that I was able to do so many things with my knees, and now I'm able to run and do other things and just be that healthy, happy, wonderful mum that my kids deserve is just what this space has given me. But that's a little bit about me. I could talk about myself all day, and we're not here for that. We are here for the amazing Caroline. So I'd love to hear you share a little bit about what life was like before the Soul Project, what inspired you to say yes, and what you're excited for moving forward.
Oh, okay. Am I unmuted? Oh, you am. Hi, welcome everybody. Thanks for coming. Exciting. I'm way more than I expected. What was like beforehand? Okay, I've been in this space for a couple of years now. And I've started off basically prior to that. I have a background as a pharmacist, as Mons mentioned in her little lovely spiel she did for me earlier. I put on my story. Yes, I've had over 30 plus years as a pharmacist. My background prior to that, I was raised on a farm in Dannyville with the third child of a big family of 7 kids. Yes, a good Irish Catholic family. We were raised on a farm. And then I decided in my last year at high school to become a pharmacist. Went off to pharmacy school, got registered, qualified, registered in the 1987. I registered in New Zealand, and I registered in the UK when I went travelling the following year there. So I've had experience of both UK and New Zealand as a pharmacist, and I enjoyed that career over the last 30 plus years. But with circumstances changing and life happening, in recent times, as you know, we've all been through this pandemic. I got mandated out of my job. My last job as a pharmacist, I was a pharmacy manager. Ironically, they'd headhunted me for that job. It was like my dream job as a pharmacist. And what with everything going on, I just got mandated out of that role. And in the meantime, though, because of what's happened over the years, on the side, while I was being a pharmacist over the many years as a pharmacist, I've always had an interest in nutrition. I've always been one of those pharmacists I've always naturally looked for other things that could be causing the issue to try and look at behind just the medication. And I've always been one to look at the pros and cons of medicines and always warn people about long-term effects and side effects and ways to mitigate side effects by, taking nutritional supplements. For example, you may have heard of omeprazole. That's a drug a lot of people, doctors give people for severe indigestion, right? Also, I used to warn people even earlier. When it first came out, it was low sec because it was expensive and it had a real strict criteria to get it. You could hardly prescribe it because it was so expensive. They had all these criteria, but as the cheap brand came out, when the patent came off, it, suddenly now it's come full circle. The doctors give it out like lollies to every second person. So I became quite skilled at telling people about the magnesium. I actually picked up a case when I was in intensive care unit. The doctors didn't even realize in intensive care that this person had, or coronary care, sorry, had heart issues from low magnesium related to omeprazole. So there are side effects to every drug. No drug is completely risk-free, not even water. We all know that even if you take too much water, you can get hyponatremia and die. Like sodium gets dropped, hyponatremia. So too much of anything's not good. Everything in moderation, like my grandmother used to say. It's just being aware of the pros and cons of everything. And I loved that part of it, of pharmacy. I loved that. I loved being able to tell people the best ways to use it and what some nutrients to take to counteract maybe possible side effects like the magnesium with omeprazole. Eat your nuts. The other thing is hydrochloric acid. When you're on omeprazole long term, you can't digest your meat the same because you've got the acid in your gut. You see, and these sort of things. You can cure one problem and then create another. So I love that, but unfortunately with the mandating out, I had to think, okay, what can I do now? I probably might thought about going back to pharmacy, but in the meantime, I found this. I came across Tammy. She was great. Eventually, she won me over, and I went all for it straight up. When I decided to sign up at the same time as being a customer, so I could get the products cheaper for myself and to trial it on myself first. And I found since being on the products, it did improve the energy. I could see the beauty of the micronutrition. It was a no-brainer when you realize that it's all whole food based, taken from organic source. We all need micronutrition. I could see in my years as a pharmacist, despite all the amazing modern technology and innovation, we still have more chronic disease now than we've ever had before. Obviously, something's not going right. Um, don't get me wrong, medication's great and acute care. Acute care is great out there in the hospital. Oh, okay, that's debatable too. That's hospital that's swamped. But by and large, acute care is great, but it's the management of chronic disease that we are falling down on. We have to look at other ways. The integrative care is a way forward, and I've always thought that way. And so I thought this would be a great opportunity. This is what really appealed to me about these products. It could be a way I could actually get around being able to help draw my skills as a pharmacist, even my knowledge of nutrition and physiology and all that and anatomy. I could still use that in another better way because I see nutrition as a better way. Prevention's better than cure. Nutrition is essential to, you've got to fuel your body. I mean, we do better for our cars. You don't give diesel to a petrol car, and you wouldn't give petrol to a diesel car, would you? We put more effort into tuning up our cars, taking it for a while of fitness, doing all the right things for our cars and things. What about our bodies? Our bodies really need essential fuel. It just is a no-brainer. It made sense to me when I could see all the. Well, okay, for example, one apple has about 1,000 phytonutrients. So when I could see that these products give you across the range about micronutrients from 30 different fruits, vegetables, berries, I mean, hello, you're not going to be undernourished then, are you, if you take them every day? And now science is bearing out that the reason people are overfed and undernourished, they're not getting enough micronutrition. So your body's starving, your brain's starving for the nutrition. These products are a simple way to get that nutrition. And I found since being on them, I've got more energy. I used to have bleeding gums. That stopped quite soon. What else I found? Oh yeah, incidentally, was it a year or two, about a year ago? One winter, I put on a bit of winter weight from being running around in the down South Island. Oh, when I got our RV, I wasn't doing as much exercise, and my weight crept up. But once I'd gone on the Juice Plus program, it sort of I found I wasn't craving the bad food so much. It seems to change your taste buds because your body's getting the nutrition it needs. Now you don't feel so hungry for it, and it seems to change your taste buds so you crave better, more wholesome foods that will actually nourish your bodies properly. So it's how it works. I think it's how I'm seeing people that are overweight. It's the weight sort of melting off without really thinking about it too much. Although there, of course, there is a detox program which Tammy will tell you about later that can help more intensively with that. And I've tried the detox program too, and it's brilliant. And the other thing I love about this community is the community. I love about this business that it's so collaborative. It's all about community and collaboration, less competition, like other jobs, the regular 9 to 5 jobs. People tend to compete. Here we're networking. Yeah. And that's, I mean, after all, no one can know everything. It will take us more than 20 lifetimes to know even half of everything we need to know. So it makes sense to network. So the business model in itself makes sense. It's definitely not a pyramid scheme. I know that. And I'm loving the business. I'm loving the fellowship from the other woman. You get such a heartfelt, authentic leg up. If you need any help, help see if you need it. There's the structures there. The business is given to you in a box. At the end of the day, how much you get out of it is what you put in it. And likewise with the products. You've got to take, as I know as a pharmacist, compliance is essential. If you don't take the medicine, it's not going to work. So if you don't take these supplements every day, they're not going to work. So provided you take them, they will do their job at nourishing your body from the inside out. And besides the nutrition that the Juice Plus products provide, we also get access, and this is free of charge on top of the product. You get access to so much personal development. The personal development alone has been worth the sign-up fee. I have to hands down say that. Honestly, it's like bargain of the century because for about $60 New Zealand, you get access to this amazing, we get a lot of mindfulness stuff and mindset and meditation advice, all sorts of guidance and access to personal development, regular meetings. And it's up to you what you want to put into it. When you can do a little or a lot, they still love you whether you do a little or a lot. And the values from the company appeal to me. Our CEO, Celine Egan's amazing. She runs like the Australian New Zealand branch that we belong to. And the values align with mine. I'm a Christian. I believe God's made us in his image. Our bodies are the temples of the Holy Spirit. We have a responsibility to be good stewards of that body. Part of that is not just nourishing our bodies properly, but nourishing our minds properly. So feeding our minds correctly. And this business gives you that as well. It's amazing. And it makes sense. If you just look up, for any Christians out there, just look up Genesis 1, chapter 1, 26, 29 it is. Yes, chapter 129. I'll just quote that one sentence. God said, "See, I give you all the seed-bearing plants that are upon the whole earth, and all the trees of seed-bearing fruit. This shall be your food." Makes sense. And the great thing about these products, when they make the products, they wait till they're fully ripe before they harvest it, and then mulch them all up, seed and all, seeds, peels, everything. And that's how you get much more nutrient-dense food. That's the most nutrient-dense nutrients I've ever seen. It is the most clinically studied. It's got over 25, it might be more than that actually, more like 40 clinical studies have been done on this product. That's what got me over the line. When Tammy told me about the studies, and when she told me about the fact they don't have anything synthetic in there, that got me over the line. So I know that the body absorbs stuff that is not synthetic. It makes sense. God made us a certain way to absorb food from nature. It makes sense that it's absorbed so quickly. And Juiceplus were one of the first companies to actually do studies on bioavailability. I found out that pricked my ears up. For being a pharmacist, I know that bioavailability, that's basically measuring how quickly something's absorbed when you swallow it. Only a certain percentage of it gets into your bloodstream. This gets really well absorbed because they come in so well made, so well made. And the best product of all, if you want it, if you're worrying about budget, the best product I find, first of all, bang for your buck. My tip: start with omegas, the omega blend, because the omega blend has a lot of research behind it. Omegas, we all know, is so good for your heart as well as your brain. I've been looking at other independent scientists outside of the Juiceplus field. You just look at the podcast by Dr. John Campbell talking to that experienced UK nutritionist Patrick Holfman. They talk about the beauty of the omega-3. You've got to get your omega-3 index above, he was saying above 8. The latest research at 8 to 14. I've heard from another source when I watched our biochemist, Dr. Mita Ray, she said the omega blend of the Juiceplus company has been shown to get our omega-3 index above 8. So that's great. Way, yay. Because the average person in the Western country only has the omega-3 index of 4. So you need to have it above 8, between 8 and 14 to get the full benefit for your heart, your brain. It's just amazing. You are what you eat. It's really that simple. That's mainly why I do this. And, I'm 60 now. I started tennis a couple of years ago, and I swear I wouldn't have had the same energy if I wasn't on this product. And I keep myself pretty healthy. I probably have one cold a year, if that. Yeah, I'm pretty lucky. Actually, I could have been taking, well, not lucky. I'm using these as a health insurance. I don't actually have a health insurance per se, as in paying another company to provide me health insurance. I believe this program is effectively my health insurance. Taking these things, taking these whole food nutrition, getting away from ultra processed foods. Your mind would be blown. What percentage of the country is actually ingesting ultra processed foods? I went to a talk by Professor Julia Rutledge at Canterbury University. She's written a book called A Better Brain, or The Better Brain, I think it's called. And she put up all these slides of the research I've done in America, England. They hadn't done it here yet. Looking at the percentage of the average person's percentage intake of ultra processed foods was well over 53%, I think. And the chronic health disease and inflammation out there reflects that. This Juiceplus products have been proven to reduce inflammation. I love that about them. It's really why I do it. I take it every day to prevent disease. Prevention is better than cure. I've had also in my background, my parents died in the last few years, just leading up to COVID. We lost both our mother and our father in the space of a couple of years, each to chronic illness. Mum had the cancer, pancreatic cancer, and our dear dad had multi-infarct dementia. And after that, after going through that, seeing what happened to my dear darling parents, I swore to myself, I'm going to try and do better for my kids and do the best I can, and with nutrition, and try and prevent, try and tick that box off to prevent illness, do the best you can, because epigenetics proves it's not all genetics. There's a lot we can do ourselves with nutrition. So that's basically what I say about it. That answer your questions, Mons? You much?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yes, I think that absolutely did. I don't know if she stole some of your notes, Tammy, because I think she might have stolen some of mine. Anyways, that was amazing. Honestly, I could listen to you all day, Caroline. I think that you are we're very lucky to have you in this space. We're so freaking lucky to have Caroline here. And yeah, that was amazing. Thank you for sharing.
Right, there's one more thing. I'll just give everyone this tip with the omega-3 and omega blend. I found in these studies recently that under Dr. Rhonda Patrick, she's done a lot of research in omega-3. The omega-3, if you get your omega-3 index, in that level I was saying, around 8 to 11, it was associated, they did studies and found it has been a higher omega-3 index is associated with a 35% reduced risk of dying from all causes of premature death. That was exciting to read that. And this is just this year, I found this. And yeah, I'll tell you another one. So it's obviously a powerful predictor of heart disease. COVID-19 patients with higher omega-3 index scores, in brackets 5.7% or higher, were 75% less likely to die from the disease than those with the lower scores.
Wow.
There's a lot more we don't know about the omegas. It
Ah.
makes sense. It's all over you. It's in your brain. It's all your cells need it. All your cells need cholesterol and omegas. And just as your body needs
Oh.
vitamin D, so get out in the sun. And our business teaches us all those things: nutrition, hydration, good sleep habits, good exercise habits, and getting out and getting natural vitamin D. All these things.
And mindset.
Yeah, and
Oh,
mindset.
thank you so much,
Yeah,
Caroline.
I'll
And
say my
on
quote.
that,
You don't have to be great to start, but you can start.
no, absolutely. And on that note, we're going on about the omegas. We will pass it over to the beautiful Tammy.
Yay, Tammy. Oh,
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Wow. Yeah, I was going to share the products, but I think next time I'm going to get Caroline too. She's absolutely dynamic, and I think I learned a few things. That was really wonderful. Thank you, Caroline. Yeah, just such a wealth of wisdom, and like Mon said, I feel really privileged to have you here on our team, and yeah, such a wealth of information. I love it, especially all the stuff about the megas. I've learned so much. And anyway, so my name's Tammy. I've been with this beautiful organization, this beautiful community, and we like to call ourselves the Soul Project. Been with them for 7 years now myself, and I'm definitely a raving fan. um, I started out actually, originally I was a food sales rep for an organic food company. So I really saw the insides of like the food industry in New Zealand, the supermarket industry, the way that our fruits and veggies are shipped in, the way they're treated, the way they're priced, everything. I got to see it all. And I also got to see the organic side of it. So when I came across this company, I definitely, had seen, what's going on with the health in New Zealand in terms of what we're offered, what's available, and the quality of it, the freshness. We have a rather large issue in New Zealand with glyphosate sprays and residues on our food. They're causing a lot of gut disturbances. And when I came across all of this, this community, the one thing that really stood out for me was this is a way that maybe I could do something next level, offering help and assistance for people. I didn't feel like I was really helping much by just putting organic food into supermarkets and shops and things. I felt really limited and quite frustrated with what I was seeing. I would sometimes come into the buyer's office with really great products, and they were just like, it's not cheap enough, not enough people are going to buy it. Like I really couldn't express to them enough how we need a revival of the food situation, and we need more organic food. Their issue is like, what's it going to cost us, and what are we going to lose, and is anyone going to buy it? And that was really more important. What was really the most top sellers in the supermarkets was instant noodles and chips and canned spaghetti and things like that. So if I couldn't make my stuff as cheap as that, it wasn't going to go far. So anyway, yeah, I really see a huge need in New Zealand for a change in the way that we eat and the way that we nourish our bodies. What we offer is a really wonderful program. It's all based on holistic health. We base everything that we do, our programs are based on, mind, body, and soul as well. So we know that we don't just nurture the body, we also need to nurture, ourselves mindfully, spiritually. We need to hydrate, we need a bit of exercise, we need better sleep. So it's not just like you just take some products and you're magically better. We have actually gifted all of our customers free programs as well. So we have a wonderful program called Your Best Life. And the first thing we do is, like Caroline was saying, we do a little detox with people. We do have some wonderful products, which I'm going to share with you, but the programs really help kickstart our health as well. We want to encourage people and inform them and educate them that, health is holistic, and it starts with a nice clean diet and good water and fresh air, exercise, sunlight, and all those things. So our 10-day detox comes in an ebook and a printed version, and there's everything you need in here, including beautiful recipes, to make sure that we're getting our bodies kick-started. We're decluttering all the things we don't need, and we're really emphasizing and bringing in more of the foods we do need. And this is a really wonderful way to do it, but it's no deprivation. So we've got lots of nice, yummy foods in there. And then once we've taken people through the detox for the rest of the month, we give them the lifestyle program as well. And that just means that once you've done your cleanse, you're not just dropped back into like, okay, how do I life again? So what we do to really bridge the gap between what we're eating and what we're having in the detox, even because we do cut back a little bit, and what our bodies really need, is then we have linked arms with a company called Juiceplus, which gives us all of the nutrition that we need to nourish our bodies through these good cleanses and these lifestyle changes that we're making. So like Caroline said, the company has been around for over 50 years. And in the past 35 plus, they've really focused on nutrition and whole foods for us. And like she said, also, there's been a lot of clinical studies and science-backed reviews on all of these products as well. So it's not just a bunch of fruits and veggies. There's also some other wonderful things in there as well. But what I'll do is just show you through what exactly we're talking about. So this is our fruit and veg. This is the Juiceplus fruit and veg capsules that we recommend with our detoxes. We don't actually recommend the detox without the products because we're not into deprivation and we're not into starvation. We want to flood the body with good nutrition that it's missing. This is our base range. This is our fruit and veggies, and we really advocate for the premium, which is fruit, veg, and berries. This way you're getting 30 plus fruits, veggies, and berries a day into your body. And the way I like to look at it is the fruits and veg are really focused and scientifically proven to repair DNA and just boost our energies and really increase our, cellular vitality in our bodies. So by adding the berries as well, we're getting all of the dark things that are good for our hearts. This is our antioxidants and phytonutrients that we need for good blood, good heart health, really good for hair, skin, nails. It's all of our antioxidants, so it helps us age slower and just really increase the energy in our body. So these are awesome. Also, like Caroline said, everything's grown at its peak nutritional ripeness. It's grown until it's actually ripe. It's not picked when it's half ripe. All the nutrition is in it when it's actually at its peak ripeness. And Juiceplus is really careful about growing in really nutrient dense soil as well. It's a really important thing. And so this is one I love. This is our omegas. This is a very special blend. It's all plant-based. And this is, we actually don't use fish oil for omegas or any fish in our products. And actually all our products are vegan. They're all plant-based. They're all GE free. Just wanted to add that in there. They're also NSF certified, which is an excellent certification to have. But the omegas in particular, we actually get our omega-3s from an algal plant that we grow ourselves sustainably in clean, pristine conditions. So we are just skipping the fish, skipping out the middleman, going straight to the algal plant, which is what the fish actually eat. It's where they get their omegas from, and we can do the same. Then we're getting we're getting omegas 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9 from these. We're also getting them from the pomegranate seeds, the sea buckthorn seeds. Never would I eat them. Raspberry seeds, tomato seed as well. So all of those have got really concentrated good omegas that our body needs. Like Caroline said, our body doesn't make them. We have to ingest them. It's super important. So this is our core range. These are our capsules. This is what the company is based on. It's our foundation products, and these really kickstart your health. I just want to really quickly go over that we do, these will nourish our immune system. They're nourishing our central nervous system. They're great for our hormones, especially women at our age. I've been using these as well. I want to talk about these amazing, delicious, whole food based shakes. So these are another way I support my hormones. I wanted to just segue into that. There's a chocolate one and a vanilla. These are all really beautiful not a meal replacement, but they bridge the gap. If you are running a little low and you need a snack, or you need a little sweet treat, or you are actually, on our detox, we've been using these to really have a good cleanse and a good strip back as well. So these are full of really good nutrition that from green edamame soy. So these really support our hormones. And I just want to say I'm 51. I've been through the menopause apparently, and I'm saying apparently because I've had almost no symptoms. I've not had all of the crazy things that everyone talks about. I've been waiting for them. Meanwhile, my auntie's gone on holiday, gone for good. And I put it down to starting these 7 years ago, I wasn't even thinking about menopause when I started. Didn't think I was going to get it for years. All of a sudden, it's been and gone. I really put it down to the hormone support. And these also have niacin for good moods as well. So these are great for enhancing our moods. These have over 50% of most of our daily requirements for calcium, iron. There's a lot of vitamin Bs in here. There's just, what else can I tell you? Vitamin D is another one I think is really important, especially for our moods. So wonderful product. And then just to boost that, we've got a high protein one as well for people that are really stripping back. It's half the sugar, and this has also got beetroot for recovery as well, so really good for athletes and sports people. We also recently have just bought in this deliciously wonderful product. I'm absolutely stoked. I'm so excited about this. This is our pure cacao rocks. This is our ceremonial cacao. Really, really good for nourishing your central nervous system, giving you a little magnesium hit, and just really getting us into that mindful heart space. This is a very, very heart-opening product, and it makes my day because I don't really have that much chocolate anymore. This is my little chocolatey kick. Love it. And then one thing we've just bought in recently also is a wonderful brain boosting energy drink. And this is our Illuminate. This is absolutely delicious product. It's a mango tropical flavor. It comes in little sticks that you drop into your water bottle, and you get a kick within about half an hour, and you just feel amazing literally for hours and hours. Same with cacao. It's got a theobroma effect that gives you about 10 hours of clean energy, as opposed to caffeine that'll give you about 4 hours and then peak and crash. There's one thing I want to just mention is that anyone that's getting any of these, minimum these, also can sponsor a child of their choice from the ages of 4 to 25 to receive either another pack of fruit and veg caps, or our delicious fruit and veg chewies, which unfortunately all my grandkids have eaten at the moment, so I don't have any to show you, but I can tell you they're absolutely delicious. So we use these products with our programs to help people really, reach the results they want, whether it's just health, wellness, living a cleaner diet, having better energy, better sleep, clearer skin, my hair's growing like crazy, or you might want to lose some weight as well. We're here to help you with all of it. But I have literally well used up my chat time. So I'm actually going to pass over to our other wonderful woman here in our company, Sophie. And I'm just going to find you, Sophie, and spotlight you so that you can share a little story about how you've been doing here too. Thanks for watching, guys.
Cool. Thanks, Tammy. Hi, everybody. Yes, my name is Sophie. I'm 33 and I just recently moved to West Auckland from a little town just outside of Levin called Oho. So I just wanted to come and share a bit about me and my story. Prior to being on the products and joining this beautiful community, I was doing a bit of voluntary work in the Hawke's Bay due to the cyclone. So me and my husband went and volunteered for about 8 months, helping people recover from just the devastation, really. I love helping people however I can, whether it's digging out a house full of mud or helping people with kids. I just really enjoy connecting with people from all backgrounds, ages. Yeah, I really love that. And I enjoy also just giving my all and everything that I can. And I felt that that's kind of where my health sort of took a turn because I was suffering with a lot of gut issues and chronic pain. I've been on a journey because one day I'd love to be a mum to my own children in the holistic and natural way possible. So when I started on my health journey to get better, because I was just suffering quite a bit, I got the chance to meet with Tammy. We actually met through mutual friends and family, and what spoke out to me about this was just like how Juiceplus was so natural. I was a bit skeptic about it because I'd tried different programs in the past and none of it kind of stuck or worked for me. I suffer with endometriosis and PCOS and everything that comes with that. So a lot of health issues, and it was taking a toll on my mental health as well. My poor husband, bless his soul, I just knew that something wasn't right and I needed to do something about it, especially if I wanted to be a mum. So it started my journey with Juiceplus, and since being on Juiceplus, and especially with the YBL programs, the detox really took my health to like that next level it needed to be at. Well, we're in July. It's almost been a year. I think it's been a year since doing the YBL programs. And apart from the massive weight loss, I've gained so much energy. I always get told, Sophie, your skin's looking so good. I've noticed it just with my own, in myself, my hair, my nails, all the good things. It really does. I feel like I am literally a product of the YBL program. Weight loss for me, yeah, definitely a major for me, especially if I want to be a mum, but also just happier in my life, feeling better in my clothes. And my husband really noticed that too, that things change, not just in the mental health, but also just holistically, this program really does touch all of those areas. So, but a year in and 40 from the last scale, weigh in about 44 kilos lighter. Definitely happy with my results, but I know I'm not there yet where I want to be. But I know this is where I need to be to keep going. So I think my results, yep, they speak for themselves, but I know I can feel it. So I know I'm literally a product of this. And I just wanted to, thank the whole team as well, because I couldn't have done this alone. God first, amen. But my husband, absolutely, I love him, and he's been a massive rock for me. Um, and then obviously the team here, without this community, it really, really makes a difference. You're not alone. You're not just taking products, and people aren't just trying to say something. You really are living and breathing this new. It's like a new breath of fresh air. I could go on and on, just like everybody who's living and breathing the mission with Juiceplus. I just think that you owe it to yourself to give it a good go. Because I did hit my rock bottom and I was like, I've got nothing else to lose and everything to gain. So, I just encourage anybody who's sitting on the fence about this, just give it a go. I know that the skepticism and things come in, but 4 months 4 months, honestly, you'll be feeling and seeing results before 4 months. And if you don't see it, everybody else is going to see it. So yeah, that's me. Thanks, team.
And we'll be passing that on to the beautiful Stacey to speak.
Hello, everyone. My name is Stacey, and I've been in this beautiful space for 3.5 years now. It's amazing how much time has flown by, how normal it feels just to be in the space, consistently following the program, taking the products, and being part of this beautiful community. So a little background about me is that I am a mum of 9 and I have 10 mokopuna or grandchildren, soon to be 11. So yeah, quite a big family, and I'm also a solo mama, and I've been solo for a few years now. And kind of what brought me into this space was going through really bad mental health. So I suffered really bad anxiety. And because I had raised 9 children, I used to work full time. I thought of myself as, quite an invincible, strong, very powerful person. And, my mindset was always quite strong because I'd been through quite a few trials and tribulations in my time, and I'd always fought my way through them, especially as a mum and being a provider. That always is your driving force because you have people all around you that rely on you and that they need someone to look after them too. So it came as a really big shock to me when I got anxiety and I suffered panic attacks, and I was like, no way, not me, not me. But it was me. And it was a very, very hard time, and hard to accept, and also hard to try and get things fixed. Yeah, and just really, really accepting it at the end of the day. But what I realized is that I'd been brave for so long, and I'd pushed on for so long that I'd kind of buried everything, deep down without actually dealing with it a little bit at a time and without taking out some time for me. So I came across the beautiful Tammy, and I was really interested in the products that she had. And Tammy has such a world of knowledge around nutrition. And so I really wanted to try something that was natural. I wasn't someone that liked to go to the doctors and try pills. So, yeah, I jumped into the business side of things, and I jumped into the products. And I think it took about a little over 6 months, but my anxiety disappeared, my mental health improved. I dove deep into the programs, into eating more whole foods and living a holistic lifestyle of exercising more, reducing the things that weren't good for my body, being really, really consistent on the products. And I think I was going to my very first conference in Wellington, and I was on this very small plane flying from Christchurch to Wellington. And I realized something momentous. I wasn't anxious, because usually I don't like being in closed spaces, and I've been in a tiny plane as well with a lot of people going to my very first conference, which was nerve-wracking as well. That was when I had my biggest realization. I was like, it's gone. It's actually gone. And it was so debilitating, having anxiety, suffering mental health, not being able to basically leave my home. I had to tell my children, mum's checking out for a little bit. I had to learn how to set boundaries, and just to say I've got some healing to do for myself. And that's what I spent some time and what I focused on. And I just fell in love with the products. I've seen the amazing results, and I love to share that out to anyone else that has or is going through the same thing that I have been through, because our gut health and micronutrition and what you put in your mouth and what you put in your mind can either give you a life that's full of blessings, or it can make things really, really difficult and really, really hard for you. So yes, I'm still here 3.5 years, sharing how beautiful it is to really feel nourished and to feel vitality in your life every single day. So yes, that's my story for now, and I'm going to pass you back to the beautiful Mons.
Oh, Stace, I love that. And I love that you touched on the mind to gut connection because that is so freaking important. And honestly, Stacey is who we'll use as an example a lot of the time because if someone is a solo mom with 9 kids and 11 almost grandbabies can do this, anyone can freaking do this, right? So you've heard about the stories and you've heard a bit about the programs, you've heard a bit about the products, but what about the business? The business model is so simple and easy. So we align our beautiful programs with the Juice Plus products. And what Juice Plus does is absolutely amazing. Juice Plus doesn't spend millions of dollars on marketing and like Coca-Cola brands, big companies do. They just go and spend marketing money on all sorts. It's on the TV, it's on the signs on the street, it's everywhere. But what Juice Plus does instead is they choose to put the marketing budget into the hands of the people like you, like me, that love the products, that just want to share them with people. So it's a word of mouth business at the end of the day. It's like recommending your favorite cafe or your new skin brand that you've just tried, right? But the difference is that we get paid for it. So Juice Plus has many ways of getting paid. One of them is retail sales profit, an easy way to help people and families get health and you to get paid in your bank. Then there's the cash bonuses. These are cash in your bank when you hit a specific target in the business, and then performance bonuses. These come when you show up for yourself, but you're also supporting and teaching other people the same. So the space is about sharing something that is genuinely something that you believe in, something that you show up for, you're consistent with, and you're helping others at the same time. So that's the magic in the business, really, is trying something absolutely amazing, loving it, and sharing it on. And you can build this business up to be a full-time income, understanding leverage over years. But not only that, there's just so many amazing parts of this business. As Caroline had mentioned earlier, the self-development, like for me, absolutely, I would just sign up to be in the business for the self-development all the way. The trainings are amazing. We get so much training around the clock that you can choose from. The company is always there. It's always backing you. If you have an issue, there's customer service there for you all the way. They are absolutely amazing. And the community, like everyone on here, we just have such an amazing community. We're all here to help each other, uplift each other, and just honestly, it's not about competition in this space whatsoever. So, yeah, that's a little bit about the business. And I think before we wrap it up, I'm going to ask Caroline if she's got anything she'd like to share before she goes.
Oh, thanks, Mons. Anyone hear me? My computer's saying I've got unstable internet. First, I was going to show you guys the picture. I do have a couple of bags here, Tammy, of the chews. That's what they look like.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
But yeah, honestly, I didn't actually go to the Cairns conferences here. I went to the Brisbane one last year. It was amazing, amazing. And I really wanted to go this year, but I couldn't because I had to be here for our daughter. Had to go through surgery. But I watched it on. That's the other great thing. They've got this new thing we can do virtual ticket. I managed to get a virtual ticket and still be able to partake of it all. And I was blown away when I heard Celine announce them changing the family health family health start program up to the age of 25. It used to be you could get the free fruit and veggies for kiddies with every adult that gets the fruit and veg or more. From age 4 to 18, they changed it to 4 to 25. I mean, I don't know any other companies that generous that amounts to thousands of dollars, more than $19,000 worth of product over their lifespan. And I tell you, hand on heart, if I could go back 26 years, had I known about this product when it first came to New Zealand, I would have gone on this product while pregnant and had my kids on this product from the womb to their tomb, to when they die. And honestly, if you want the best nutrition in your life, you could have it if you're lucky. If you're a lucky kid, like I've seen some, speakers like that doctor in Austria, he had all the kids that he raised on it. They're going to be on it from the womb to the tomb, and it's giving yourself the best start, I think. And just aiming for what we really all need. I went to a talk, one more talk I went to this year. The guy from Precure, Dr. Grant, whatever his name is, from Auckland, he was saying, they all say this, and it makes sense, not just prevention is cure, but the goal really is, what we really all want is our health span to equal our lifespan, don't we? We don't want to end up old and, dependent on everyone in a rest home. God bless their souls, the ones that end up, sadly with dementia or whatever. That's my goal, is to try and do the best I can to prevent that, The goal is to have your health span equal your lifespan. So nutrition is definitely a big tick for that. I cannot recommend it enough. And if people are wanting, as they seem to this day and age seems to be geared to convenience. I've got to say, this is the most convenient way you can get the micronutrition of all these. I mean, honestly, to be honest, there's some vegetables and fruit in there I wouldn't bother actually eating, to be honest. But I'm getting them now because I'm in there. Kale. I never used to be a kale eater, but now, of course, I'm getting it. And it's brilliant. And I've learnt to use it in the detox smoothie. It's yummy. And I used to turn my nose up at that stuff when I was a kid. But it's just the best thing. I'm glad I found it and came across it. And I like to think, I'd love to be able to have as many people as possible, if I can, to be on this sort of nutrition, and I do know, Tammy, one tip for anyone out there who's hesitant on the price, Tammy did tell us a tip earlier this year. Apparently, I believe, I'm not sure what it's called, don't quote me, there's some sort of benefit. If people on beneficiaries can apply for an extra top-up of $70 a week, I think it is, $70 to $80 a week, you might be able to go to your case manager to apply for if you get, we've got a healthcare letter that our company has very thoughtfully formulated, and we can actually provide that to our potential client, someone wanting to go on the products and who didn't quite have enough money. They can take this letter to their doctor or their nutritionist, whatever healthcare, could be a clinical pharmacist, nurse practitioner, doctor, whoever. They can write a letter based on the information from that healthcare letter. They can quickly do a note to one saying, I recommend Joe Bloggs here, will benefit, definitely needs it for their health reasons. For example, they could be like Stacey, terrible anxiety or health, or they could have mental issues. And we know that there's proof out there with Professor Julia Rucklish's. She's done all the research, but not particularly of our product. She knows of our product. I asked her when I went to that talk. But she has got the bona fide proof that rapid nutrition does improve your mental health. So you could do that, just there are ways around it. So be resourceful. If you haven't got resources, you be resourceful. At the end of the day, it's down to what your priorities are. Is it health? What is it? But I believe health is wealth. If you had all the money in the world and didn't have your health, what good is it? You can't enjoy it. You can't enjoy that money. You can't enjoy if you're saving up your money for something, and then next day you find out you've got, unfortunately, some health challenge. I believe health is really important. So, and community and love and care and helping everyone and all that stuff we taught. It just aligns with my Christian principles as well. Everything we've taught in this business, by having that love and light frequency we all need more of in this dark world. So that's all I have to say about that.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you. And I loved all the stories. It was amazing. And I just want to thank everyone that joined either in real time or if you're watching the replay. If anything sparks your interest, go back to the person that shared this with you and just go ask them a few questions. Ask them, to share some information. There's no pressure on our end, but we want to share this to as many people and get it to as many families in their homes as possible. Have a beautiful night and thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Joseph, tuning in from France. Thank you, Marianne, Josh, tuning in between his shift work. I appreciate you all coming. Really, really great. Awesome.